Hi there, it's great to see you again. And today we've got a King's Club Extra, so just reminding ourselves of what we looked at last time, which was our first in our new series, Master Builders, involving plenty of Lego. There's my Lego ship still as good as it ever was. Look at good at that is. But before we carry on, why don't we close our eyes and pray together? Let's do that right now. Dear God, we love you. Thank you that you never ever leave us. You never ever leave us on our own. Thank you that you sent your Spirit so that although you're with your Heavenly Father in heaven now, we can still be close to you because you come by your Spirit and live inside us. Thank you for sending your Spirit. Amen. Fantastic. So our key point last week, if you remember, it was when things seem hard, keep trusting in God. Let's say that again. When things seem hard, keep trusting in God. And we looked at the story of Noah, and Noah had a great big job to do. He had to build an ark in the middle of nowhere, really. He certainly wasn't near a sea. Lots of people thought he was crazy for doing it. There hadn't been lots of rain, and there he was building an ark, and then he had to go and get loads of animals to fill the ark, but he kept going. Let's remind ourselves of the story one more time.
Stories of the Bible. Noah and the flood. This is Noah.
Hey!
Noah was a good man who tried to do the right thing.
Yeah!
But in the time when Noah lived, he was the only man on earth who was doing the right thing. All the other people on earth were doing evil things and hurting each other. This made God very sad. So God said that he was going to send a flood to the earth that would destroy every living thing on earth because he was sorry he ever made them. But God decided to save Noah and his family. God told Noah to build a boat and fill it with 2 of every kind of animal and bird.
Colors, birds, moss, okay, all here.
Noah did just that, and then Noah and his whole family boarded the boat and waited for the flood to come. The rain fell hard for 40 days and 40 nights.
Whoa!
Water covered the whole earth, and the boat floated safely on the surface. Water covered even the highest mountains on earth, but Noah and his family were saved. God remembered Noah and all the animals on the boat. God sent a wind to blow across the earth, and the flood began to go away. After 5 months, the boat came to rest on a mountaintop. A few months later, the other mountains could be seen. 40 days later, Noah opened a window and released a raven. The bird flew back and forth until the flood had dried up. He also sent a dove out to see if it could find dry ground, but the dove couldn't find a place to land because there was still water on the ground. So the dove returned to the boat.
Oh, hello again.
After another 7 days, Noah sent the dove out again. This time, it came back with an olive leaf.
Oh, bingo.
So Noah knew that the floodwaters were almost gone. A week later, he sent the dove out again, and it didn't come back. So many months after the flood began, Noah opened the covering of the boat and saw that the ground was drying. He waited 2 more months, and at last, the earth was dry. Then God said to Noah, "Leave the boat, all of you. Release the animals so they can be fruitful and multiply throughout the earth."
Okay.
So Noah, his family, and all the animals finally left the boat.
See ya.
Noah built an altar to the Lord to make a sacrifice to God. God was pleased with Noah's offering and said to himself that he would never again destroy every living thing on earth. God blessed Noah and his sons and promised them that he would never send another flood. He gave them the rainbow in the sky as a sign of this promise to Noah, his family, and all of mankind.
That's a great story, isn't it? The story of Noah and his ark. I'm going to hand over to Tim in a moment. And Tim has put together, you'll be getting this, so your mums and dads will have been sent a link to this. It's a Kahoot. Maybe you've been doing those at school, perhaps during lockdown. So you'll hopefully be aware of what a Kahoot quiz is. And Tim has put together a Kahoot quiz which is all about Noah. So go and find out from your mum, your dad, whoever's looking after you, if they can point you in a direction of that link. And you've got a certain amount of time, it'll say in the email, for you to complete that quiz, but you need to get it onto it pretty quickly. I hope you'll have fun doing that. And now, over to Tim, who's got not just one craft, but two crafts for us to enjoy this week. Over to you, Tim.
Hi everyone, this is Tim. I want to just show you an illustration of what we're going to be trying to make in this craft relating to Noah's Ark. Hopefully you can see the screen here and what we've got on the screen. I found this online. In this version, they've got two paper plates and they are making as you can see, with some cut up tracing tissue paper in various colours. They're making a rainbow on one half of the plate, as you can see. I'm going to show you an alternative version of what I've got to do. We've stuck some clouds on to the design. We've got some gloomy rain clouds, and then we've got some rain droplets that's been stuck on as well. And then we're tissue papering the boat on the other half of the piece of paper. I'll tell you a little bit more, explain a bit more detail about how to do that. We've got a split pin on the back, and then we can see the completed design. We've got Noah's Ark on one half, and we can change between rain and between the rainbow as well in this illustration on this design. And what I'm going to do in a moment is I'm going to show you how you can make this yourself in just a little bit more detail, taking it a little bit more slowly. But that gives you an example there of how you can make it use. Hi, I'm going to just illustrate in a bit more detail about how to make this Noah's Ark plate craft that goes with our learning from King's Club recently, where we've been learning about Noah's Ark. So what I have done, this is a painted version, and I'll talk about that shortly. I started off with two paper plates. One paper plate, and if you haven't got paper plates, then a sheet of paper that you cut into a circle will be absolutely fine, or two sheets of paper that you cut into a circle will be absolutely fine. And on my paper plate, I've divided it in half, and I've made a mark in the middle where I'm going to punch that hole so I can join them together with a split pin. Now, on one half, I've painted the rainbow. So remember your rainbow colours. I put a rainbow. And on the other half, I've painted lots of water droplets. You don't have to use paints for this. Talk to the people at home where you are. What can you use? You could use crayons. You could use felt tips. You could use colour pencils to make that. Now, the other paper plate, what I have done here is I've cut out a boat shape. Remember, I still need to remember where the middle is. And I've just kept this bit at the top, which is the top part of the boat. But if I take those away, you can see I've now been left with my boat. So I've got my two parts now, which I'm going to join together shortly. Now, here are the other parts that I've done. I have made some bright clouds, which I'm going to stick along here. I'm going to do that very quickly, just with a glue stick. Just going to adjust that camera for you guys so you can see a little bit more about what I am doing here. So here we go, got my plate, and I'm just going to quickly glue down those bits in there. So 1, 2, and 3. So I've stuck 3 clouds in there. That's going to be the back there. Got a little crease in there. Oh dear. Okay, and then I also cut out and made some rain clouds. These I painted, or you could use again felt tip or crayon and use those with it. And I'm just going to stick these on for the rainy side. 1. So I've got my rain clouds here at the top. Okay, so I've got 2 rain clouds. I could put a third one on, but I'm not going to. Just going to leave. Oh no, I'm going to try and squeeze a third one on at the top. Third rain cloud at the top. Let me hold that up for you so you can see. Okay, so I've got 3 rain clouds on one side and the rainbow on the other. Now what I'm going to do, I'm almost at the end. I'm going to get my Noah's Ark. I've got this split pin. If you haven't got a split pin, possibly you could use a drawing pin, but talk to the people at home about what you can use safely. Okay, I'm going to stick this now through the other plate as well. And then what I'm going to do is split that pin. I'm excited about how it's going to look and what it's going to look like. So here I've got my plate and there it's spinning and I've got my rain side and then I can turn it over and I've got my rainbow side. This is really hard to do backwards. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I've created these little bits of word, the hearts. In the example you saw it said God always keeps his promises. You could write that. I've actually taken the memory activity for today. I'm not sure if that's going to be the right way around that you're going to see that, but it's the memory activity for the King's Cup from last Sunday, and I'm going to stick that onto the boat. I'm just going to, I've made 2, but I'm just going to use 1. So I'm going to stick that onto the boat to help me remember. Okay, so that says, God is our place of safety. He gives us strength. He is always there to help us in times of trouble. And that is from Psalm 46. So now there's the completed thing. So we can see we have got our storm rain side with the ark. And then if we turn it up the other way, okay, then we've got the God's promise bit with the rainbow bit on the other side. So I hope you have some fun creating and making this, and then if you do create one, please take a photograph and get your parents to email in your finished work to share that with Rick and everybody at King's Club.
Fantastic, thank you so much, Tim. So that was craft number 1. And if you put together a craft like the one that Tim just described, or perhaps you've put together some Lego creations of your own, I would love you to send your pictures in to us so that we can include them in another video, just as Jeff, Josh and Leona did. Here are they with some Lego that they've been putting together at home. Great work, you guys, fantastic. Okay, so now, as promised, craft number 2 from Tim. But before we hear from Tim, he's going to be talking about making paper boats. And here's a very helpful video on how to make a paper boat that Tim sent on to us. Have a look at this.
Hi there. I don't know if you've been able to make any boats at all. Just to share and show Rick, I found some YouTube tutorials on how to create and make or construct a paper boat. So I spent some time making these two paper boats. Here today I want to test and see if they actually float. I could have done this in the bath or in the sink or washing up tub. I've just done it out here in the garden so I don't make too much of a mess indoors with my paper boats. See if I'm as good as Noah. What I was really impressed by, what I really like about the story of Noah, is not only does he build a whole boat so big he can fit all those animals in, but actually how he doesn't give up. He keeps on going despite the fact that everybody gives him a really hard time for making a boat and being a ridiculous thing, and they just keep on living their lives. But Noah never gives up, and he keeps believing in God and keeps going with making his boat. So let's see if these paper boats float now, shall we? What do you think? Do you think they're going to work? Here's one. Here's the other one. I've made boats out of paper, and you can see the wind is blowing them. Let's come back a little bit, and they are just about, for now, floating on the water. How about you? Can you make a boat that floats on the water? Okay, what do you think of that? Alright, well, take care, and I might see you again sometime soon. Well, leave it a few minutes, come back, look at my boats. One's still floating, although it's looking a little bit soggy, it's sinking a bit in the water. The other one, it's a bit of a soggy mess, it's got holes in it. It's not floating at all, it just sinks to the bottom, just leaving it in a papery, pulpy mess. I think I better leave it to Noah.
Excellent. So looking at those paper boats, how will your paper boats, will they sink or will they float? Again, if you'd like to take any pictures, we would love to see them. Brilliant. I think we'll finish here with just one more song, and it's a song that you may remember singing maybe when you were a bit younger, but it fits in so well with our story this week, and it's called Arky Arky. I'm sure you'll know it. Here is Arky Arky, and we'll see you next time. Have a great week.
The Lord told Noah there's gonna be a floody, floody. Lord told Noah there's gonna be a floody, floody. Get those children out of the mighty, mighty children of the Lord. So rise and shine and give God the glory, glory. Rise and shine and give God the glory, glory. Rise and shine and give God the glory, glory. Children of the Lord. The animals, they came in by twosies, twosies. The animals, they came in by twosies, twosies. Elephants and kangaroosies, roosies, children of the Lord. So rise and shine and give God the glory, glory. Rise and shine and give God the glory, glory. Rise and shine and give God the glory, glory. Children of the Lord. It rained and poured for 40 daisies, daisies. Rained and poured for 40 daisies, daisies. Almost drove those animals crazy, crazy. Children of the Lord. The sun came out and dried up the landy, landy. Sun came out and dried up the landy, landy. Everything was fine and dandy, dandy. Children of the Lord. So rise and shine and give God the glory, glory. Rise and shine and give God